I stayed in my house for days crying because I had failed everyone. Everybody was disappointed. They literally pierced my heart with the comments they made. This pan, so sweet. So I'm recording this video to hopefully encourage someone, specifically the students who would have done PEP exam, well, not PEP exam, but should have done PEP exam. They did something else and something else happened, and they were placed in high schools. Some students were not placed in the high school of their choice. So they weren't placed in the high school that they wanted to go, they were placed somewhere else. I had an experience like that. A few years ago, well, not a few years ago, many years ago, when I did what was GSAT at the time, I was placed at a high school that I did not want to go. I didn't get my first choice. My first choice was Glenmere High School, and I was placed at Denbigh High School. That was one of the most difficult periods of my life. The things people said about me or had to say on my placement at Denbigh High School, embarrassing, hurtful. They literally pierced my heart with the comments they made. Oh, me can't believe her that the school that she passed for. She only head girl from Maple Primary to pass for that the school there. Why me can't believe me didn't expect better. Me shame to see she got at the school there when me try get her one transfer. It was just so hurtful. Imagine being at a school, results came out, parents are happy for their children, kissing them up, hugging them up, well wishes, they're just so proud of their children, parents beaming. My parents didn't come, that was okay. But when I came home, I did not experience anything like that. My parents were disappointed, and I can understand why, because of course they expected me to go to Glenmere High School. They were disappointed. It was almost as if I walked into a yard where somebody had just died. The place was quiet, the faces were long. It was just not what I wanted to come home to, and a part of me expected it. I stayed in my house for days, crying, because I had failed everyone. Everybody was disappointed, and there was no coming back from it, or so I thought. I stayed in my house. I cried. There were days when I wished I was dreaming. I wished I was in a dream and I'd wake up and I'd see that I passed to go to Glenmere High School instead of Denbigh High School. It was literally a very hard pill to swallow. My family was some of my family members were so bent on me going to Glenmere. One of them actually went ahead and got me a transfer. When I was told that I'll be getting a transfer to go to the school, I guess anybody else would have been happy. I wasn't. I was like, the ministry placed me at Denbigh High School, and that is where I'm going to go. I'm going to go there and do my best. And a part of me still believed that God had a plan for me, though throughout the whole thing I was convinced that he had failed me, because I prayed before every single exam. And if I prayed before all my exams, I'm expecting to get A's right across the board. But that was not the case. My average was 80 on the dot, and apparently it wasn't high enough to get me to go to Glenmere High School. It was just good enough to get me to go to Denbigh High. So I thought God had failed me because I wanted to go to Glenmere High School. I prayed before all my exams, but he didn't answer my prayers. Little did I know that God had a plan for my life still. And that's sometimes how things work out. Things don't go how you want them to, but in the end, you'll understand why it all played out the way it did. Back to the story. I didn't take the transfer, I went to Denbigh High School. I told myself that I am going to bloom wherever I'm planted. Regardless of the soil that I was planted in, regardless of the fertilizer that I got or did not get, regardless of the little water I got or didn't get or was going to get, none of that mattered. What mattered was the promise I made to myself that I am going to bloom wherever I was planted. I went to Denbigh High School, and it's almost like I went there with a renewed mind. I went there knowing exactly what I wanted. And if I should be completely honest with you, I went there wanting to prove everybody wrong. I went there wanting to shut up people because of all the things that they said about me when my results came out. In grade 7, I made my mark. I did exceptionally well. Grade 8, same thing. Grade 9, same thing. I was such a brilliant student. In grade 9, I did electrical in CXC. My uncle taught me at home. In his garage, he taught my cousins and I. And I did that exam in grade 9 as a Denbigh High School student. And I got a grade 1. Grade 10 came. I chose my subjects for CSEC. Grade 11 came. I graduated Denbigh High School from grade 11 with 10 CSEC subjects. Passes, all grade 1s. All grade 1s. From Denbigh High School, the school I did not want to go. But I decided that I was going to bloom where I was planted. And if I should be completely honest with you, the woman I am today, I owe it to Denbigh High School. Denbigh High School has contributed significantly to the young woman that's sitting here in front of you today. Denbigh High School believed in me when I did not believe in myself. Half the accolades I have today that I'm very, very proud of, I accomplished them at Denbigh High School. Right down there at Denbigh High School, the school I did not want to go, the school that people didn't want me to go apparently. Almost all of these trophies right here I got at Denbigh High School. This one, a plaque actually. I got this plaque from, well, you read it. Chase Fund Outstanding Child Researcher Award presented to Kamisha Ellis, Caribbean Child Research Conference 2014. And then this here was a trophy I got for being, it says Principal Trophy, Graduate of the Year. This one is for Outstanding Performance in CXC, CSEC rather. Yeah, and the rest is for some other stuff, but yeah, all at Denbigh High School. Well, almost all except for like 3. I was in debate, so this is for debate. The point I'm making is you can make a decision to bloom wherever you're planted. The situation may not be favorable. The place you're going may not be where you want it to go. The school that you're placed in may not be the school you wanted to be placed in, but you were placed there, and now you can make a decision to bloom where you're planted. You can make a decision to rise above everything that people say about you. You can make a decision to take control of your life. Because when my results came out, apparently everybody and them grandmother know what's best for me. Everybody and them mother know which school is best for me and which school I should and should not go to. But I took control. And I said I wanted to go to the school that the ministry placed me at. My family was supportive of my decision, I think, or I want to believe. But the point I'm making is, you can take control and you can bloom where you're planted. If I was supposed to listen to the many unkind things people said, I would not have been here today. If I was supposed to make what they said about me deter me, I would not be where I am today. Maybe if I had gone to the school I wanted to go, I would have gotten complacent. Maybe that would have happened if I had gone to that school. But Father God said, go to Denbigh High School. And honestly, it's one of the best, honestly, it's one of the best decisions I've made to date. the teachers at that institution, Denbigh High School, they go above and beyond for students. And I say this with my chest. They go above and beyond for students, and they went above and beyond for me. They believed in me when I did not believe in myself, or when I was convincing myself that I can do it. Because of course there were days I felt like I was tricking myself, and I'm probably not good enough, just as the people said about me when my results came out. For PEP students, some of you were placed in high schools that you did not want to go to. High schools that probably weren't even on the list of schools that you chose. But it doesn't matter the school that you go to. What matters is what you tell yourself. What matters is how determined you are. And it's okay, you may not always be motivated, but you must be disciplined. Disciplined towards your goals. Disciplined. Have it in your mind that you're going to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish, regardless of what he said, regardless of what she said, regardless of the school that the Ministry of Education placed you. When my results came out, it was a big deal. You know why it was a big deal? Tell me, why do you think it was a big deal? It was a big deal because people didn't expect it. They didn't expect a girl from Denbigh High School to have 10 grade 1s. When I did Cape Literatures in English and I got a grade 1 and I made the merit list, I was placed 6th in Jamaica. That was a thing too. You know why it was a thing? It was a thing because they don't expect a student from Denbigh High School or a student from any other school that is not traditional to be placed on the merit list. They don't expect you to do so well, and that is why you have to do what they don't expect. They expect you to fail, so do what they don't expect. Succeed. They expect you to not do well. Do well. They expect you to be shy, be brave and bold. Take control of your life. And for the people who were placed in schools that they wanted to go, congrats to you. But again, I say, don't get complacent. Do not get complacent. You were placed in the high school that you wanted to be placed at, still work hard. You were placed in the high school that you did not want to be placed at, you have to work harder. And as I said before, and I don't think I can stress it enough, the woman I am today is because of Denbigh High School and the teachers who were willing to invest in me. Teachers who go above and beyond the call of duty. And I don't want to start calling names because, you know, but let me call a few names. In grade 7, I met Miss Williamson, who was a very good influence. My math teacher, Mrs. Howell, very good influence. Mr. Anaki, who I call my school father, and we still have a good relationship today. I've left Denbigh High School a few years now. Very good influence. This man bought me my sociology book in 6th form because of course my parents couldn't afford it, and he bought it for me, and I have lent that book to other students. I haven't sold it to anyone. Then you have Mrs. Julal. She was my literature teacher, then she became vice principal, and now she's principal of the institution, and I call her my school mother. Another teacher who goes above and beyond for students and went above and beyond for me. You have Mrs. Henry. She was grade coordinator for she was grade coordinator for 6th form. Another teacher who went above and beyond. She was also the faculty advisor for the debaters at Denbigh High School. And when I tell you that we stayed at school at nights going over our debates and practicing and you know all that stuff for our match, she was there. Her husband was also very dedicated. When he came to pick her up, she wasn't finished. He stayed back with her. This is the kind of partnership I'm talking about at Denbigh High School that contributed significantly to the person I am today. And I say this with my chest. Denbigh High School is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Or one of the best things that has ever happened to me. It doesn't matter really which school you go to. What matters is what you make of it. And similarly with life, the situation may not be the best, but you can make the best of it. You can tell yourself that, listen, I'm a born winner, and regardless of what people say, regardless of the situation, I'm going to do well. You know, I chose to record this video because I see a number of people on social media talking about certain schools that students were placed in and how the child didn't deserve to be placed at that school because the child is brilliant and whatever else. And I said to myself, I remember last year when some years ago when I did GSAT, and the reception, how people responded to me or responded to my results. It was nothing to make me smile or feel good. I mean, I was locked away in my house for days. I cried for days because I felt like this was it. It's almost like I was internalizing everything that everybody was saying, and it was getting to me. It really was getting to me. I felt like a disappointment because that's all I was hearing. I'm so disappointed. Oh, I expected better. Oh, you're the only person to have done this or to have gotten that, and ray. It was just, I just felt like I'd failed everybody and there was no coming back from it. I literally had to make a decision to take control of my life. My mother was my strength. She was disappointed. She didn't say it outrightly, but I knew she was disappointed. But you know, mothers are, they don't want you to, well, my mother, she doesn't want you to feel like you have failed her, and so she's going to try and comfort you. But I know what she wanted for me, so I know she was disappointed. And today I can say she's not disappointed. If anything, she's very proud of the woman I am today. Not to mention my father. He warmed up to the idea of me going to Denbigh High School after a while, but it wasn't a quick fix. It took some time. But all in all, it all worked out for the good, and I'm so happy everything played out the way they did. I'm very happy it all played out this way. And so as I close this video, my advice to you, bloom where you're planted. You may get no water, you may get no fertilizer, and if you do get it, may be little. Some people are fortunate to get a lot of that, but you may not be one of those persons, and so you should not allow that to deter you. Bloom where you're planted. Push through the dry soil when there's no water. Push through when there's no fertilizer. And if it's bad soil, still push through. Just don't stop. And as I said before, you may not always be motivated, but you must be disciplined. Disciplined and committed to strive. Disciplined towards your goal. Disciplined to still work hard and get every single thing that you said you wanted to. And as Zig Ziglar said, motivation doesn't last. It's like a bath. And that's why people do it every single day. Motivate yourself every day. You may not always have somebody to come and hype you up and big you up. And that's why you have to big up yourself and hype up yourself. Yeah?
Some of you are in the darkest of darkest valleys. I don't know what you're going through, but I know what you need. Hope. And I want you to know that beautiful things can come from your broken pieces when you give your broken pieces a chance.
It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. But giving up is not.
I just want you to know that it's not the end. It matters how you...
I don't care how dark it looked for you. I don't care what they done said to you. I don't care what the verdict is. I don't care what the haters say. It ain't over. No matter what happens to you, it ain't over. Now, whatever you've been through, whatever that is, guess what? You still here. You have a great life in front of you. But your great life is in front of you. It's not behind you. Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked God for. You just got to quit tripping while you're in the process, because the process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when he gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way, and you're going to be okay with it. When you feel like giving up, don't. When you're thinking about giving up, don't. When they tell you you're not going to make it, don't believe them, man. Don't believe them. You got to be relentless.
Yeah? Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you've had any experience similar to this, or just let's chat in the comments. I'll definitely interact with you there as always. And also let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see me do, what other topics you'd want me to talk on. Thank you so much for watching this video. Love and light always.